I really hate it when I mess things up. When I have a plan, I think I am a checklist person, but sometimes I just screw things up. I'm gonna confess today. I'll be honest today. Life can be quite the bending road. Sometimes it's nice and gentle, and sometimes it's a bit scary. The truth is that we will all experience a difficult bend in our road at some point. But it's also true that God will see us through. Let's travel this bending road together and help each other in our journey. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to catch other videos along the way. Welcome back to the Bending Road. Glad you could join me today. I just hate when I mess things up. I am such a detail-oriented person. I am such a checklist person. I'm making checklists for things that we're going to do months down the road. When it pops into my head, I write it down because I don't want to forget and I don't want to make a mistake. But sometimes things work out in life and you wonder, how did I do that? How did I mess that up? You know, one of the things, we're planning on going on vacation, take a couple weeks, and trying to coordinate Pulpit Supply and some other things, and I got some dates screwed up, and all of a sudden I'm in a panic over, more than anything, getting it wrong. Okay, that I inconvenienced others. I told people wrong information. Now, well, it was right at the time, but now it's wrong. So it just, boy, that just grates on me. So then the other day, I'm heading into town. I've got some errands to run. I've got somebody to see in the nursing home, and I am debating with myself. I'm finding myself debating over, do I go to the nursing home first? Do I run those errands first? Well, I could do it this way. I could do it. And the reality is it really didn't matter from my perspective. Didn't matter if I went uptown to the store first, if I dropped off my package at the drop-off place first, if I went to the nursing home first. The only thing that really mattered is that I should go to the grocery store last. That was the only thing that mattered, because things would be cold and I wanted to get them home. But I needed to get gas. Do I get gas first? Do I have enough gas? And I did. But do you ever do that? Do you ever stress over what you should do when, and are you going to do it right? Might you do it wrong? What are the implications of doing it this way or that way? The truth is it really made no difference. This bending road is hard enough without us being in this panic over doing it right or doing it wrong. Or, I don't know that it was so much a panic, but I was debating with myself all the way from here to Brookville. And I finally thought, stop. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? So the nursing home is right here. Let's go there first. Well, I pull in. I walk in and check in at the desk, and all of a sudden I hear a voice say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" It really turned out to be a wonderful opportunity to connect with that individual, and then she took me up to an individual whom I had not met yet, which sometimes, I feel like sometimes it's not comfortable for people to meet me. Hi, I'm the pastor. Well, okay, that might be uncomfortable. But if somebody takes me in and says, hey, this is the pastor, I wanted to introduce you, it gives that in. Anyway, none of that matters so much. But the point is God had a plan. Now, I could have gone to get gas first. I could have dropped off my package first. I could have done, run the other errands first. That would have been fine. But it's possible that I would not have run into this individual. And if I had not run into this individual, I wouldn't have gotten in to visit a particular person. Now, could God have worked around that and put those things in place at another way, another time? Yeah, absolutely. God can do whatever God wants to do. And I'm not saying that there was something miraculous or some power at work, the forces at work in getting me there at the right time at this particular time. Because I believe God can work that out. I don't think there was a wrong way for me to do it that morning. But I think God did it that way to say to me, hey, stop worrying, stop fussing over this. I have a plan. I have a plan for you. And of course, that made me think of Proverbs, right? Proverbs 16:9, in their hearts humans plan their course, but God establishes their steps. But we have a plan. We think we've got it. We think we've got all our checklists in order. We've done all the things leading up to the big thing. And God says, yeah, I have a little different plan for you. So after I got home that day, I got to thinking about the fact that God orchestrated that morning so that I could meet that individual, so that I could see the other individual, but also that when I discovered after that, I kind of got things out of order here, but after that event in the morning, then I found out that I had screwed things up for Pulpit Supply in my vacation. And when my heart started racing and going, oh no, what did I do? God said, wait a minute. I just orchestrated this for you this morning. Do you not think I don't have a plan? You think I couldn't work this out? Did you think I didn't know what you were doing? I knew you said one date when you should have been saying the other date. I knew you were doing that. It's okay. I believe that things worked out at the nursing home that morning. Not so much because it had to be, because all of the stars had to align so that God's will could be done, but so that God could take that situation and point to me and say, hey, what are you getting so worked up over? I've got this. So, of course, went through the process of working on the Pulpit Supply thing, and that thing started to work out. It all worked out. It's fine. It's fine. Of course, my first reaction is, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to cut my vacation short. I'm sure God is going, would you relax? Would you just relax? You know, there are times where I have heard stories about people who were running late and they got all upset with themselves because they were running late, or they took a wrong turn, or the GPS didn't direct them in the right way. Something happened on a trip, and only to find out that there was an accident, a few minutes before them or a few minutes after them. Does God direct that? I believe absolutely. Why are some people in the middle of it and others are not? I have no idea. I don't know the heart of God in that way. But I do believe that God orchestrates things. One of the neatest things that we keep thinking about, and I think because it's summer months, and a year ago today, I wasn't exactly sure how things were going to play out. If you remember, a year ago, I wasn't real happy about living in my shed and not knowing if I was going to have a job, not knowing if we needed to get rid of more stuff, if we were going to live in the camper. I just didn't know what was going to happen. And this summer, I've been reminded of that several times, but I've also been reminded of the fact that we bought the property in Wilcox to develop a camp. And we knew why we were doing that. Full-time RVers in the time of COVID didn't have any place to go. And our plan is to full-time RV. So what if we don't have any place to go? Okay, so we developed a camp. We bought a small piece of property so we would have a place to be. And then we, thinking about things like gas shortages, if that ever happened again, or if we didn't have money to travel, or whatever. If something were to happen, we had a place to go, never knowing that a year ago in June, we were going to need a place to go. We were going to be without a home. We were going to be without a job. We were going to be without income. We were going to be in a place, we didn't know that. That was never in our plans. But God knew that. And one of the neat things about the property that we selected in Wilcox is we were looking at property all over the place. We were looking up in the Ellicottville, New York area. We were looking over east of Binghamton. We were looking at all sorts of places. But what was amazing about the property we found is that it was only an hour south of where we had previously been living. So we were able to go down there several times and prepare the property. We didn't know what we were preparing for, but that's what we were doing. And also it was near friends, near a support system. We were able to work that all out. Had we been in Binghamton and bought that property over there, that would have been, 4 or 5 hours east. Not a good plan, but God knew. God knew where we were going and what we were going to do. So why would I get upset or worry about, should I go to get gas first or go to the nursing home first? Just do your thing. Why would I get upset about a screw up with pulpit supply, other than the fact that I don't like when I make a mistake? But God can handle this. Might it be a problem? Might it be difficult? Might there be things we've got to work out? Yes, absolutely. But why get all worked up? Why be concerned about other things? I got a call the other day about I need to have an MRI on my hip. I don't know what's going on with the hip, but they wanted to do it on the 31st of July at 4 o'clock. No, we should be on the road at 4 o'clock on the 31st. And should I say yes? Should I say take the appointment? It might be the only appointment I can get. Stop. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I need another date. So I worked out another date. My point today is, why is it that the first thing that happens inside of us is, oh my gosh, what's happening? This may be a tragedy. We may be in any given situation facing a real tragedy or a real trial, a real struggle. But we need to remember that we make our plans, but the Lord guides our step. The Lord will get us where we need to be, when we need to be it. And all the time, I believe that God is working to direct our path even when we can't see it. That was so evident in the property at Wilcox. Why would we go and look at Wilcox? I mean, other than the fact that it popped up on Zillow and it was cheap. Why would we shop there? Because God knew. And why would we plan the vacation time we did on the dates we did if these other things were going to pop up? God knew. And God knows about these other things that are kind of pending right now, and how are they going to work out in light of vacation and so forth. God knows. I don't need to panic over that. And when the car breaks down, or when the kids get in trouble, or when an appointment gets canceled and rescheduled, or we find that we really screwed up the schedule and double booked ourselves, it may not be simple. It may not be easy, but it's going to be okay. I saw a post, a friend of mine posted on Facebook this morning, and I may not get this right. I just saw it briefly, but right now it's striking me that it said something about, if it's not going to make a difference 5 years from now, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it now. I like that. Some of these things in 4 weeks, at the end of August, a lot of this isn't going to matter. It's just not going to matter. It's all going to be okay. God works these things out. Now, I was looking at Proverbs 16, and Proverbs 16 starts out with, to humans belongs the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. God has the last word. God knows. We make our plans, but God knows the truth. And then verse 2, all a person's ways seems right to them, but motives are weighed by the Lord. We may say, oh, no, this is the way it needs to be. This is the way I'm going to do this. This is why, and I'm justified in what I'm doing. But God knows our motives. Verse 3, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. He's got a plan. He's got a plan. Let him work the plan, right? You do your thing, but let him work the plan. Verse 4, the Lord works out everything to its proper end. And then down to, where is it? Verse 9, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. All of these things, God is in control. And when we panic, when we get uptight, when we just fuss and cry over these things, and we think, oh, this is hopeless, it's not. It's not. We need to go to the one who, first of all, is not surprised by whatever this interruption is along our way. God is never interrupted. Think about that. God is never interrupted. His plans are never thwarted. He knows exactly what's going on. So when we face these moments, when we face these trials, hang in there. Hang in there. Keep going. Don't panic. Go to the one who has the plan. I hope this has been encouraging for you. It's been encouraging for me just to talk it out and realize that, we get upset, uptight over the silliest things. The silliest things. Don't do that today. There are bigger things that are going to come along, more important things, more trying things. Always lean into the one who has the plan. I hope this has encouraged you, and I hope that your bending road is not interrupted this week. But if it is, I hope I've encouraged you. You have a great week, and I will see you next week along the bending road. It was great to have you join me today along this bending road. You can connect with me on social media or on my website at bendingroad.weebly.com. I would love to pray for you as you navigate the bends in your road. Remember, when you see the bend in your road, do not be afraid. Take the hand of God and keep walking. You are not alone.